Bro, why is Andrew not joining? Yo, he just called me. Someone invite him. No, on Xbox.
Wipe my sins. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Champion. We want back ends. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Yeah.
I just hate the ball and I look for the open man. The zone, I'm trying to get in. Open the playbook, the book of the champion. Get flipped if you trying to get in. I got the front defense, they got the end. Going for long, on first and the 10. Gotta go hard, we gotta get all. No loss or excuses, cause we gotta win. They say they sleep, must not be a fan. Get at your mans and mess up your plans. Look at your stands and look at your hands. I do what I want and you do what you can. I do it for fans, you do it for fame. EA Sports, we in the game. I am the coach and the player of the game. They gon' remember the name.
We want back ends. Wipe my sins. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Champion. We want back ends. Wipe my sins. Wipe it. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. Wake up, the champs is in. Yeah.
Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach. This is the 2020 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs as they get set to match up against the LA Chargers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, football, of course, back in L.A. and back at StubHub Center in Carson, California. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, things haven't gone exactly according to plan.
Hold on. It's not even joining. Bro, I pressed the wrong buttons, and I don't know what the fuck happened last night.
But boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one,
they got ball first. Oh, it's home.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Yo, I think I lost.
Bradford on first down. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Nah, I lost, bro. They got 3 stars. They got 3 superstars.
From last week. 5 catches, 70 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
Oh, I almost intercepted that shit.
Able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. And we get a quick look at the Chargers starting offense.
I have to admit, I've rather enjoyed watching Melvin Gordon's improvement as he's developed as an NFL player because it started for me in college. Every year he was in school, he would add something extra to his game. First year, he knew how to run. He wanted to add pass receiving to his game. The next year, he wanted to add pass protection to his game. Did all of that. That turned him into a first-rounder, and now a front-line NFL back.
On second down, Bradford again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and it's third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
On third down, Bradford. Got a man. It's and they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
And his first carry, he loses the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. To throw is Bradford. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. From the red zone now, Bradford floating one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On third down, Bradford. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play. Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yo, hold on. The game is mad low. I can't even hear you.
3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be a play.
There's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 20,
Oh my gosh, I should have passed it to the other
Then
nigga.
you turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. And this is caught by Watkins. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace.
Fuck your face,
Money
huh?
throw right there to move the sticks.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on.
What?
Instead, it's 2nd down.
Nah,
There's no
what?
denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this 1st quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that
Yo, why isn't
direction.
he joining
Make
us,
sure you
dude?
got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. Instead, 3rd down.
Yeah, I know what
This
to do. I know
drive,
what
which
to
was
do.
going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2
I
straight
know what to do
incompletions.
now.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. This is caught. Watkins. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
I got more muscle than that. What you talking about?
Stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like two
Oh,
boxers
man,
feeling
fuck.
each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Yeah, alright. Are you put?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. There's Mike Williams now as his guys head back out to go on offense. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has.
Oh.
Play action now. Bradford. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now Bradford on 2nd down. Going underneath for Gordon. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw on 3rd down, Bradford. And that is incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there.
Yo,
and they want to
it's on Cape.
capitalize on
I
it.
think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal.
Say something about one
And
pitch
when
away
you go
from
to the
team, bro.
sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup.
Fuck, I should have gone down, bro. I was
Yards.
wide open.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Mahomes now to throw. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And get up to the 43-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And he takes this into
Yeah, touchdown.
Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chiefs are in for 6. And that time he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing for other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
This is taken at the 3. And return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel good about themselves, despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Bradford. Open man, it's Allen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Bradford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
And plays like that really hurt play calling.
Sack all day,
They had a
baby. Go
really
ahead, take a
nice
seat.
gain on the
Go.
previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. From the shotgun, it's Bradford. And this is going to be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Green 39. Green 39.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First catch on that one for Kelce, and it's a first down.
What happened?
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. Not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. He couldn't hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Jones has it. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and dropped shy of the 45. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there.
Injured.
We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this.
Fuck.
The second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now it's Mahomes again. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Mahomes on the bootleg. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You needed that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit.
Yeah!
Another first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Mahomes now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew it was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
I love you.
Second down, Bradford over the middle.
Oh my God.
He was looking for Mike Williams that time, and it's 3rd and 5.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And that is incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Let's go.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He's going to field this at the 4. A little juke. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And now here comes Kansas City. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive and get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception, finish off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. The beauty of being able to join the party. You can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Mahomes will try again on second down. And Hill with it over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back
Yes,
to Southern
sir.
California after this. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
All right, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Nifty footwork at the 45. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
I got minute 46. Let's see you, gang. What do you?
Mahomes now on first down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle.
Yeah,
boy,
that
near the
nigga's ass. I
20-yard
know what's
line,
my play.
just shy of the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Oh my God, bro. That's where it come from, bro.
Almost picked.
Bro, you
Instead,
found
second
nowhere,
down.
bro.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick.
I know, I'll be
He's got
crying.
to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Sorry, yo, that's not
Here's
so bad.
Mahomes to throw. Rolling to his right. Oh, nearly. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many.
Should've just
defensively.
run,
Third
bro.
down.
Fuck you.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete.
All right, let's
Got
go.
it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Regina.
And there was absolutely
Vagina.
zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. Third down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
They go play action here on first down. This will be caught at about the 5. 3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Mahomes to throw once more. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas
Go.
City. In for the score. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Lambo on for the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the lead is now 17-3.
I cannot see a time.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. An update now from Oakland. The Patriots, they're out to an early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's week 13. So let's get an update on what's going on. We'll begin with two teams who met for the AFC title as recently as January 2013. Denver hosts Baltimore at Mile High. And late in the first half, it's the Broncos who are out on top. Case Keenum has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head over to the Pacific Northwest to check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And it's the visiting Washington Redskins who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes for the veteran Alex Smith. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5.
Oh shit, I should have just go run. I should have just run. Fuck.
Here we go.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
Now he bowls him over. And they do get him down.
Yo, Patrick Mahomes, bro.
He's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now those are the ones that hurt defensively.
Patty
you
almost
do
made a
everything
touchdown,
right.
bro.
Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it
Somebody
into a nice gain.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now Mahomes. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Lambeau to add on the extra point.
Look, I run balls. You see that? I run with the balls.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now Bradford, and he fires one.
Intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. And always going to be brought down by the face mask. This is going to get him a first down.
Oh, no, it's not rookie.
Face mask. Defense.
It's not rookie. But you're a rookie, bitch.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
You're a rookie,
They
bitch.
took out of their hands
Rookie,
having to
rookie,
wonder whether it's
rookie,
a 5-yard
rookie,
or a
rookie.
15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, it's incomplete.
I should have run. I should have run.
Instead, it's 2nd down. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive lineman.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front,
Who the
they
fuck
really
uses
create a
Xbox
great
Party
space for the runner to get in.
Extra point.
Yo, Andrew, what's up?
Lambeau. And the
Like,
decision
fuck
to
y'all
just kick the
for
extra
making me go
point
down
was
the
up successful.
Fuck y'all.
I don't know. They joined the party, so I joined the
They had
party.
a short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
Okay, well, fuck Foam for using
Set
the
now to kick
Xbox
this
Party.
one away, and off it goes.
I went on my PC, it didn't work. I went on my Xbox, it didn't work. I went back to my PC, still didn't
And
work.
this will not be
and I
returnable. It's
joined
out
back
of the
on
back of the
finally
end zone for a touchback.
Damn.
The Chiefs defense here
Bomb
ready to
your
head back
bitch.
out onto the field. Now the interception for them the last time, and that turned into 6 points.
You think during their break they reminded the offense that, hey, we helped you guys
Remember
out
that,
a little
guys?
bit,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, he's
You
back.
know, they want to see if they can do it again for them. They're putting together an entire
Lord,
team
where have you
game
been, nigga?
by how they're playing on defense.
So the interception the last drive, what will happen here? And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him,
Oh,
you and I
fuck.
both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat
Andrew,
sheet
I'm a
as well.
loser.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And down he goes, but he takes it up
Huh?
You're doing just fine.
to the 40.
Let's
It'll
count.
go
I have
as a
3. You
gain
have
of
31.
11 and a Charger first.
Watching
Riley's
the
run a
stream.
premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Now Gordon on 1st down. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll try to throw now. Bradford. Oh, nearly picked.
Oh, bro. Yo, how you
Yeah,
hold
maybe
a ball when
lucky
it's
there.
like...
This guy
when
doesn't
you
drop
try to
in
intercept.
defensively. 3rd down. Well, he just threw an interception
Suck
last
my dick.
drive. Nearly
Yeah.
another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? 'Cause that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Out comes Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands attended to, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he shifts past him.
No, what are you doing? Why is he moving left?
Quickly brought down.
Come on, Patty.
You juked him to the left.
6 yards there off the scramble.
I don't know why he went to the left. I didn't.
Did you hit the right stick to the
Well, he's
left?
proven real
'Cause-
effective.
No, I
running
used
the
to live.
football. No one
I'm
open,
using the
don't
left.
force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Oh, you
The
juked.
Chiefs on 3rd down.
So,
They've been
I'm
good.
gonna
3
assume
for
you
4
hit
thus
it
far.
on
This is
accident.
3rd and 4.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll have it
Fuck.
past midfield
That's
almost
fine,
to the
that's fine.
40 before being taken down. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
In the 1st half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I should have gone
4
back.
yards that time, and now
He was
it's 4th
open.
down.
X was open.
That's so.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary
So, Leaky, do you want to
try
talk about
here.
that game last night,
They'll
bro?
spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 50.
Wait, what happened?
7 yards
see.
out. Those bombs away right
Oh,
there.
yeah, Stinks is in the
These
division.
kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly
Also,
automatic.
you should try
Isn't
to
it funny
fight
when
for
we
a
prepare
wild
for a
card
game, when you
spot.
look at the
After what?
No, talking face on. His best bet would be
kickers,
fighting for
it's
a
interesting,
wild
isn't
card
it, to
spot.
find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right?
He needs to go
Baseball
undefeated,
players.
that's one
We're
thing
finding
for sure.
athletes all along.
I don't think he can
and now they're
afford
just
to lose.
specialists
A loss.
putting it through the posts.
Let's see. Oh, you don't bust the Saints anymore. Yeah, you really
The
need to
first
win
down
that
throw
game.
for Bradford. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with
You
their
go
quickness,
9 and
their speed,
7.
and their route running savvy.
The good thing in the NFC, there's a lot of teams that's not that good.
Now a 2nd down throw for Bradford. It's complete to Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. And this is a blowout so far as we get set For the fourth quarter, a very one-sided affair. Now Bradford on second down. This complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And it's incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Hey, boys, got 4. Ready?
Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. Going underneath for Gordon. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
4 down. Ready?
Bradford again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Being chased out left. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, and it'll be 2nd down.
Your game's definitely more closer.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know there's some really upset
the next.
Wait, what? What'd you say, Andrew?
I can be good in 1 week and horrible the next week.
I don't know.
That one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They run with Hunt. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Oh, damn, he fumbled it.
We got 4. Ready? Green, 90. Green.
Wait, finish like you gotta finish the game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right and nearly picked off.
Oh, look at the name, grab that shit.
His caliber let him
No
get
shit.
away, but
That was a dumb play.
2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The
Yeah,
opportunity
you should have the ball.
to change momentum.
You'll be fine.
Big play, right in his hands,
love-
unable to come down with it.
I love this cool mama.
That fell harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah.
They're going deep for Hill. This is caught inside the 15.
It don't matter. I messed with the touchdown. W game. W.
Inside the LA 10. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play.
Sorry.
And even 50 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think
Damn,
about
that boy
fantasy
touched my
points and
feet.
getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
I just hit the switch.
Here we go. Green, 90. Green, 90.
Mahomes now to throw. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown.
Oh, I touched it. Let's go.
Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes.
W.
A 6
How was that a
touchdown
touchdown?
run. again. And the
Huh?
Chiefs
How
have
was
got
that
it
a
on
touchdown?
cruise
That should have not been a
control.
I don't know.
So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense,
Remember, you have your
special teams.
timeouts.
It's been a clean sweep in
Oh,
this one,
you
hasn't
lost
it?
It
Oh.
certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout
You
this
can-
game.
Yo, that counted. That's
Really?
crazy.
That's why I
Yeah.
need fourth
Kick a field.
phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that.
Yo,
as he
Andrew,
tries
they
to
count that
negotiate a
shit.
new contract off of this win.
I don't know
So they're
how.
looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards.
You don't need a
The
call
kickoff unit
timeout
is out on the
whenever you
field,
get
and they
sacked.
will send this one
I mean,
away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can the kicker make that?
This is taken at the 3.
Holy shit, he can?
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the
Did you
30-yard
mess it
line.
up? Oh my God, he made that.
The Chargers getting set to go. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the
Good
last
kickoff.
drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Kerry Hyder in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never
I'm
pull
taking
their
out. Be right
starting
back.
quarterback, almost no matter the
All right.
situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Don't need it all back at once. But
Oh,
you figure
shit,
they're going
what
to need
I didn't mean
something
to.
here.
Fuck.
17 yards to go on second down. From the gun, Bradford. Henry's got it out on the left side. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're
Yo,
not
is
getting the
that Joe
benefits
Scott?
of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the
Nah,
spot.
let me stop, let me
That means
stop,
you have
let
to
me
run extra plays, harder to move it.
And the pressure gets to Bradford, and down he
Sack.
goes. Justin Houston in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bithema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On 1st down, Mahomes. Throwing right, and that's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it here with Hunt. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Boys got 4.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. No
Damn!
escape, and he goes down. And
No!
now following that
No,
snap, looks
yo,
like we got an
Patty
injured
is
man down there on
injured,
the
bro.
field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this.
Nah. Yo, my quarterback is injured.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
Okay.
And now out
Oh,
on the
better,
field,
I'm
here
winning.
comes Los Angeles. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
On third down, Bradford. Going deep here for Allen. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. David Amerson is there on the coverage. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Eluding the... In trouble here.
Oh, bro, I should've...
Back at the 8-yard line. Corey Legion in there to drop
Yo, you
it
watch my stream?
for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon,
Oh,
that's just
fuck you.
football 101. If you're out of the
Let me take
pocket,
you to the-
you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute
Wait, but I
drill.
picked.
So after the
What
sack, they'll come
bro?
up on
I
a
didn't mean to
still
put
manageable 2nd and 13. Here's Hunt. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Chiefs on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big player on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open